Elite Invite 2024. Welcome, folks, to this game in the mixed division. We are getting to the end of our pool stages. Of course, 2 pools of 4 at this 8-team strong event. The elites from last season. Tartu Turbulance from Estonia will be fighting against Disconnection of Germany for not bottom of this mixed pool A. Of course, that one was, for our punditry, sort of dubbed the pool of death here in the mixed division. Seskidistus and Deep Space currently fighting out elsewhere on the fields here for the top spot, of course, and it's all about who your quarterfinal will be against. And mixed pool B, oh my goodness. Well, Steph, tell us about the results so far in this mixed division, because at the moment, everyone beating everyone in mixed pool B.
Yeah, mixed pool B is, everybody beating everybody over there. It is 1-1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, and that's a whole lot of everybody beating everybody. Leamington's get up on Monchaux. Okay, Leamington looks hot. Nulacht loses to Reading. Reading looks good in the first round. Next round, swap opponents. Reading, big lead, drops one to Monchaux, who came very hot in the second half of that one. And then Nulacht comes and beats Lemmings. So today's action in that pool, those results will almost certainly dictate tops and bottoms of that pool. Over here, it's all but sorted. This game dictates 3-4. The other game will dictate 1-2. And it's about to get started here. Disconnection, of course, last year came in hot, fire, and maybe the top German outfit. This year they've dropped off a little bit. They're not quite the top German outfit, but they are still swinging a very elite team coming up against this hot Estonian outfit.
Yes, indeed. I believe Wall City, who just closed up a game on the pitch behind us, have noshed a couple of the roster of the male matching players from Disconnection. That's the one's a low one. Helen Terra underneath it just about puts the paws down. Of course, we saw Tartu Turbulence on this full production live stream field yesterday. They ran out of gas a little bit, as we see Raba on that front corner. Puts it high, but easily handled by Loritz. And goes for the swing around. Loritz, of course, a very experienced player, formerly of Denmark. Pick call. It's going to give us a moment of pause. This will return into the hands of Helen Terra, potentially.
Yeah, Loritz, the wily veteran, 36-year-old, lived in Denmark for many years. He's been around so long, I've played tournaments with him.
Terra. Nice, easy one forward. Ilves. Oh, a soft knife, but miscommunication. I'm not sure that Laura Lepik was looking for that whatsoever. So, first opportunity for a break for the Freiburg team. Nice communication to find on the far side. Kitchen. See what the chef is cooking this morning. It's a dish up line under testy coverage. Oh, but that's a lovely find. Can Kitchen extend? Oh my goodness, what a fantastic grab to get us going for Disconnection.
Whoa, big break in the Kitchen here. Disconnection on the board. The throw up the line was just a bit too far, or so we thought. And as we say, Hanny, every spectacular catch comes on the heels of a mediocre throw, and mediocre, not the spectacularity of that one, is not to be contended with. What a grab to open up the scoring here. Exciting stuff from the Kitchen.
A little bit of a button bush there for our technical team, but we will bring you that replay now. Yeah, really lovely put, to be fair. I don't think this is necessarily a mediocre throw. I think it's a great throw, a touch too early, but this full stretch layout for Philip Kitchen, doing exactly what he does best. Ozan Terzi with the big chock, though.
I'm still claiming mediocrity, Hannah. But I'm a tougher critic than Hannah this morning. She got more sleep and coffee. She's feeling more with it. I'm still a little grumpy, maybe.
I don't know. In my eyes, Philip Kitchen can do no wrong though, but Helen Terrett on the chase for looking for a 2-pass score, and that will do very, very nicely indeed. It's a regular occurrence to see Helen Terrett streaking into the deep space.
Yeah, Helen Terrett on the very first point of the game, despite being broken, she made the highlight play of the possession, sliding to the ground, and things that almost don't surprise you anymore when Helen Terrett does them. And then the very next play, okay, they get their possession back. Helen Terrett streaks. Christian Loritz sends it deep on the forehand there, and the rest is history. Look at that. Terra's not going to be caught by too many defenders on this continent or beyond, really.
Well, it's a job for the female matching players of any team against Tartu Turbulence, or whichever iteration of players Helen Terra is deciding to play for. Because, of course, she's had a long and historied Frisbee CV, played for Vienna Box, various different kind of outfits over her career. But always like to see when female matching players do some bracketing and kind of have someone sitting deep, someone sitting under, to just try and play the game of move the terror around the world. But Freiburg coming out on offense. Of course, has Forster. Million Forster there with the high release over the shoulder of the mark. Now Nova. Sends us back. Stall count starting to rise, but nice find on the far sideline. Oh, and immediately chucks it deep into the waiting hands of Katja Weigel. And that will do nicely for a clean hold for Disconnection.
Clean hold, nice and easy. Turk coming out of the stack there found the space with the most room around it. Came out and put himself in a nice throwing position. The high arcing throw for Weigel really just spotted the right receiver, but it all started with this throw to Turk, getting up and over Tam, and lots of time to continue on the open side throw. Defense was coming, but always had the back turn, never really sighted the disc. It would have been blind flailing arms if a D was going to take that one away.
And big news, of course, for the Estonian roster. 2 players currently carrying injury. One just demoted to the D-line. So Jakob Tam with that bandaged left hand. He had a landing that actually impacted both of his wrists yesterday. Unfortunately, having to bandage up that left wrist. Hopefully he won't take any more knocks to knock him out completely. But, of course, also Clara Leet, one of the fantastic female matching players, has got a broken right pinky finger. It's been buddy taped up, so she won't be returning to the field at all this tournament.
Yeah, tough news for the already short-handed Tartu Turbulence. But they'll keep fighting.
They certainly will, Stefan. Nice find. Lintz on the far sideline. Oh, low pivot, but fine enough because it's Lepik on the other end of it. Looking around, flirting with those inside breaks. Just has to pop it into the front corner. And again, Freiburg's female matching athletes right there on the front cone getting blocks.
Yeah, very good defense in that corner, shutting down all the options. And you saw the panic with the rising stall count.
Lovely put into the space and completely free. Terzi. Philip Haas now. Just a nice, easy, floaty pass in the end. You can see almost, even at this stage of the game, Stefan, I think Tartu's legs aren't quite underneath them. The short roster looks to be already making a difference.
Yeah, let's see if they can recover. But you're right, I feel the same way. They're a little heavy-legged out there. Maybe too many players taking too many points yesterday, and it might take a minute to get those legs as limber as they need to be. On that play here you see Haas. The adjustments, Tartu just had too many go right there and open up the lane the other way. He was just waiting out those lanes from right to left. You see his decision tree, no, and then he gets the open lane on the left and puts a beautiful floaty backhand, easy to catch really assessed the defense well there before choosing his throwing lane.
I'm enjoying the pool noodle celebrations as well. It's a vibe.
I
It's
mean,
not quite the foot-powered rocket we saw used to great effect last season, Steph.
yeah, I mean, Ranelagh really set the bar a few years ago with the brake rocket. Now Ranelagh got the brake spin wheel, which we did like to see at Tom's last week. We've seen the brake roof tile from Nalukt.
Roof tile?
Yeah, they get somebody on their team's a roofer, and they get a tile that they chalk up
Gotcha.
every time. And so now we've got a brake pool noodle. I mean, I like that people are doing it, but I want stepped up game in every instance. If you're going to have a brake theme toy, I want it to be mind blowing. Make it mind blowing, Hanny.
We'll do our best, Stefan. Nice take there for Lids. Now Tara. Lids just happy to bide her time and take those big poach-offs. Big shot going into a pack of players. Oh, but it's just a garbage collection on the other end of it. A little bit of confusion, perhaps teammates thinking the other was going to go for it and had better position, but another turnover gives Disconnection the opportunity to try and snaffle a third break in this game.
Yeah, they're almost been a live and die by the hand of Loritz here. Some of his hucks are hitting and some are missing, but he keeps on shooting.
Oh, no layout on this one. Unfortunately, Felix Visser just saying that one's a little bit too far for me, kid. Nice idea from Benno Kerloch. But a bit too ambitious. No kitchen to lay that one on the floor. So 2 turnovers. And Tartu regain possession with the full stretch to go, but of course it's Loritz who will bring us back into play. Terra striking to the underneath immediately. They do really want to stop her from going deep. The matchup between herself and... Actually, to be fair, I'm not exactly sure because I think the defenders changed shirts. There's no number 35 on our roster. This is nice conservatism from Tartu. Tedder having a little bit of a look at a deep cut. Terra is going to open up though to Laura Lepik. Has a good effort underneath it. There's a bit of a bump afterwards, which is all good and fine. Caroline Grazi, of course, has a decent amount of stature on Lintz.
Yeah, and I think Grazi also had position there. The throw was a little over ambitious up the line. There was great give and go between Tara and Rabba, but the next throw probably could have waited.
Oh, that is a scandalous execution of a deep shot. Bit too low and a bit too early, Steph.
Yeah, the space was there for it. Nobody on for the backhand to come out, so all the time in the world to line it up. But it went just a bit too fast or early, as you said.
So 2 turnovers apiece. Loritz, though, going to immediately open it up to Rabba. Sort of taking turns are these female matching athletes to hit the strikes deep, and it's all lady action in the end zone. Terra with the goal after that cluster of players. I think that was a 3 female matching player point, and all of them doing the business in the end zone.
Yeah, taking care of it all. Walking that one in, bringing it back to a 1-point game. Of course, still a decided break advantage for Disconnection with 2 breaks and a hold on their side, but at least they're getting their defense on the field. The Tam man out there with his wrapped up paw. It's time for Tartu to see if they can find some chinks in the armor, get the crowbar in and start prying. It's 10:49 in the morning. It's also that time. Will those 2 times coincide? Find out. 13 minutes now into the game. Fresh, early portions of this contest again from Leuven, which we can't say enough good things about. This has just been a wonderful city, wonderful weather, wonderful venue, and the city center itself just delightful.
Took. Looking for that big around backhand power position. Two players trying to emerge from the stack, but solid bracketing from the Estonian defense. Causing all sorts of disturbances downfield. Förster into Bankvits. Pierre Bankvits, of course, an impactful player last season for this Disconnection side. So under 24 athlete as well, part of that bronze medal winning program, alongside the likes of Ava Müller and Charlotte Schall.
It was an awesome team. Loved watching their games.
Really enjoyed the hype as well. The German national programs really connecting all three divisional teams as sort of one big program last season. The coaches as well being connected to each other, so adding that little bit of extra knowledge. That one is just about reclaimed. Good communication between the two. Terra though on the chase. Oh my goodness, yes please. Helen Terra denying the much larger wingspan. Fantastic read. Louis Nistro had no ability to make any effort on that.
Yeah, I thought Visser did a great job to get that interception, helping out after the bobble in his own handler space there. Came back to the disc, but turned and fired a bit too ambitiously. Terra had position, maybe thought the male matching player might be able to take it away, but you're going to have to think again trying to beat Helen Terra when she's already in position. I think Freiburg got there first. I'd love to see it again. I love that Tam just went into that space hand first, though.
Well, Niestroj, of course, having been D'd by Helen Terra, hungry to get that one back. And off he goes towards the deep space again. This time it's picture perfect, not quite in, but has an easy target on the left-hand side. Felix Visser coming in for the score.
Yep, as soon as that didn't go to the interception for Tam, they were concise of going the other way. Nistro got to get away with the throw that he missed on the sequence just prior. And once those yards were taken away, wide open, easy finishes in the end zone, as you see right here. And Visser had come all the way back to do the finishing touches. So Disconnection, putting it on here, looking like the better outfit early in the game. A nice lead, having the breaks. They're going to play offense in the second half. This advantage might look even tidier as the game goes, but these are a lot of mites. They have good momentum. They're playing well early in this game. Anything can still happen. And of course, elite invite, Hannah. A tournament like this, the eight teams that did the best at last year's continental final, the EUCF. Of course, we expect there to be a chance for any given team at any given moment. Nothing is over until that final point scored in a tournament like this.
So Tartu back out on their offense, and we see a zony, poachy look. No, it's just poachy defense from the Freiburg team. Today, looking for an opportunity. The Audits now. It's a little bit of a late shot all the time in the world, though, like the James Bond song for Timo Ilves, to just wait for that one to reach him. I think it's an interesting one. You don't often see those deep shots taken quite that late in the stall count, and certainly late in the field for the receiver, Steph. But the controversial choice works out exceptionally well.
Yeah, throw it low to the big guy. Is that the controversial choice? That's not exactly the way he lined it up, but also that.
Well, throwing it late, it's that idea
Yes.
of normally you want to be throwing your hucks to your receivers as they have the separation, because there was so much acreage. He did eventually have time to come back under considerably, and the defender still was not in position. But ideally, you want to be hitting those in stride.
Yeah, Ilves, the big man, almost 2 meters, 3 centimeters shy, lives in Stockholm, but a Estonian native, where he did learn and where he does most of his playing, still goes back to Estonia to play with this Tartu crew.
So Tartu putting on his own. Forster through to Nova. Just moving it nice and slowly. Bunkvits back. Really solid give and goes, just gently notching up yards. Forster with the flash. Keeps the cup busy. Now we see a transition. Tam still sort of poaching in that lane though, but it's a front cone magic delivery into the hands of Annika Hambrecht.
Yeah, like this flipped grip there for the assists. Switch it to the lefty backhand. A throw that a decade ago was practically unheard of, and nowadays is a skill that you almost need to have as your basic fundamental set to be able to feature on most elite teams, and a good example of why it's so useful there, or here in fact, as we see the second look, and the switch, grip, delivery, go to the left, and there we go. Nover, formerly of Haslike Erdfakel.
The ugly aardvarks.
The ugly aardvarks, as they're known.
And Annika Hambrecht with the goal there. It's been a long time playing with Disconnection, including appearing in Cincinnati, but played for the World's team later this year. She's on that roster to go to Australia, and deservedly so. So Tartu rising high on the far sideline is Pello. I have to say, probably Tartu quite happy with their performance so far. They are staying in this game now, trading those 2 breaks, of course, for Disconnection. Oh, but they're streaking through. There's going to be a foul call on it, but Philipp Haas, I think of formerly of Steven Schwaben, if I'm thinking of the right Haas, just swiping the disc away like a saber.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that bid. It was never going to be dangerous. I think he caught the hand, accepted the foul, but all said and loved the bid. Love to see the body get flying that close when you have a sniff of a chance.
Absolutely. And we do have a new frisbee applied to the pitch, because that block from Haas, or attempted block, was so devilish. Terra puts one up for a bit of a sky ball on a high stall count, and it is a disconnection from the defense. Oliver Jung, we haven't really seen much action for so far in this game. Usually all over the stats board is Jung.
Yep. He's not so young anymore. Maybe his stats are dropping off as he ripens into his prime age form. He's now more of a stat sharer.
Indeed. Well, they're going to take a timeout on the field as Tartu Turbulence get a breather. Disconnection in charge of this one though, 5-3. Early doors here in this final round of mixed pool play. Tartu Turbulence currently being shaken, not stirred by Disconnection. Oliver Young just got the extra little piece to give the turnover and possession for his team. Philip Huss looking to get things restarted. When starting to pick up a wee bit, but of course nothing like the elite invite last season in Bern. That Swiss wind causing all sorts of issues. The teams across the division. A little bit of a shimmy shake for Pierre Bankwitz. Now looking on the doorstep. Back to Haas from Grassi. Inside shot. This is really solid flow, and Haas finds Bankwitz absolutely free as a bird on the front line.
He's quite well surrounded in that end zone set, something some of our camera operators might appreciate as far as formation goes, a little bit of a hex-like style. There was no, I do actually believe it was an unpopulated vertical stack is what it was, where they had two in the middle there, these two isolations you see in the picture that kicked off the sequence, but there was one in the flank, there was a few behind and in the far flank there, and it was kind of a double isolation, however you want to label that as a formation, but a nice end zone look to keep the defenders out, a few people making quick, concisive moves with plenty of space around them, and only in a situation with one person to beat and not worrying about that congestion around. So I really liked the way Disconnection put that one in. Tartu may not have, as they now slip another break, Annie, 6-3, and our scoreboard is lighting up with light greens right now in the break column for Disconnection.
Yeah, I mean, it is, again, we've talked about the two big losses in terms of injury. One player sort of playing at half capacity, that Jakob Tam, of course, and unfortunately, Clara Elite will not be returning to the fields at this championship. She's going to have to go rest and recover back home in Estonia. But we are still getting a valiant effort out of Tartu Turbulence. They're just, at the moment, Disconnection have the ability to run through their roster and work really hard. That one's going to go out of bounds, though. Great effort, great idea hitting Jakob Tam from Christian Loritz, but unfortunately just not the execution. That little bit of tiredness perhaps creeping in, because that looked really good until I realised that the player line and the sideline that we can't quite see from our booth at 3 meters difference. Yeah,
he was definitely free, and that throw was very inviting, but mechanics not on.
So Disconnection with another opportunity for a break. That one is absolutely lofty, loopy business, and it almost looked a little bit like that was a defensive play off the ball of Felix Visser. Yeah, we're going to have a chat about it.
I think Visser's calling the foul here, saying that the back elbow got up and in the way. I'm not sure. I felt like he tried to run through and take position. Here's another look. Visser's behind. Did you see that left elbow get up by Tonneson?
Well, it's a difficult one, because I think you're right. It's definitely Visser sort of trying to go over the top of excellent positioning and boxing from Tonneson.
Yeah, I would watch it again, but my initial opinion was that was a good holding of position defensively. Visser fought hard to take it, and on his way in, he felt this contact that he was trying to go through and is seemingly calling the foul on it. So, again, my assessment is not thorough because I'm not feeling what that is like. Though, visually, from my seat, I think that should be advantage Tartu Turbulence, and that call is maybe a little bit ambitious.
Well, they will resolve it on the field, so it's going to go back. So a contested foul. So just will return to the hands of Philip Kitchen.
Kitchen, there he is with the big Estonian Tam. You see his paw wrapped up there.
Yep. Kitchen, of course, one of the many athletes on this Disconnection roster who will be playing for the Germany mixed team later on this season. We've already talked about Pierre Bunkovitz being one, but Kitchen another. There's a lot of crossover, and deservedly so. But the other Forster sister, Mareike Forster, will be on that mixed team. So big shot, and this time it's another battle between the two. Clean as a whistle, though, this time. Clear defensive effort from Willem Torrison.
Yep, I think I like the way that worked its way out. I like that those two were back at it again.
Terra immediately setting off to the deep space and being rewarded has Tam. Terra poached off, but a lovely inside flick shot, puncturing through to Raba.
That throw was fantastic, how quickly sighted it was, how quickly he loaded it up, even with a sore wrist there, switched the grip, found the seam, pulled the trigger. Play like that's going to get him noticed to play for some all-star teams one of these days.
I wonder when that might happen, Stefan.
Or maybe for Windmill. He's got super team material written all over him. He is the breakout player of the year in Europe, reigning, and with great reason. I mean, last year, Tam, indoor, he's an axe. That's, the Nordic game, Baltic rather, but the Northern European game. He's an absolute axe at what he does, and when he takes his game outdoors, he seems to get better, or at least just as good.
Well, and speaking of this, of course, is very, very early in the outdoor season for the Estonians, because being in Estonia, and, Estonia problems of the weather being not quite as nice consistently as it is here in Leuven this weekend, but of course they've only just finished their indoor season, so actually the adjustment to the full kind of the size difference, the surface difference, and of course having that bigger, fuller, fatter roster is perhaps one of the reasons why Tartu haven't quite hit their full gear yet. They're just moving their way through third and fourth.
Closer and closer, they'll hope to irk their way to that full speed. Having the fuller roster will certainly help to find form. But this kind of early game experience, no matter what, playing by the time you get through a tournament with a few less legs than optimal, it's great for you. Okay, you may have some wounds to lick. Those are the potential outcomes of it. You may be a little bit overworn. Potential for injuries exists a little bit more when you're working at a higher point capacity. But the experience gained is sensational. They'll all get a lot of great sharpening.
Especially against the likes of these elite invite opponents. That one a high snag for Turk. Tam looking threatening, but Visser holds fine. Pit call will give us a brief rewind. Can I get a rewind on the ones and twos? But Friberg looking a little bit tentative downfield. It's lovely handler defense initially, but sneaks away does Stetter. Now Forster. High release. Well taken by Daniel Turk. Now moves through. Nistro. As we get furnished with some delicious snacks from amazing tournament director extraordinaire Max Viene.
Man, it's such a wonderful organizer, and we see him on the field, those hammers yesterday.
Oh yeah.
A baller out there too. Find
you a club that can do it all. Host an excellent tournament, play at a high level. Of course, all kicked off the first ever hosting at this event. Complex was a spring invite last season. Just a little bit of a foul call there, as Jakob Lember Jaks says he got caught on the heel. So this will return to Daniel Turk. But I do hear rumours that the next 3 iterations following this elite invite will be here in Leuven, and I am absolutely delighted to hear it.
Yeah, not upset about it one single bit.
So maybe, hopefully, a Truma, as you see that dish off give go. This is nice flow options for Freiburg, sorry. I've said it right every other time. But that is a lovely bit of magic. Heading Nova finds Daniel Took. A lot of the now matching players doing the workload there for Disconnection, just in that final bit of possession. But finally so, and some good match defense from Estonia to make it as slow as it could be.
There's Turk, the goal scorer. And let's have another look at this one here. But you mentioned that there's the potential, the high potential. I think the rumors are true. It's not official yet. Don't put them in your calendars. Clapham, don't plan any weddings for next year around this time. But I mean, the success from last year when it was on spring tour, the success now from a operational point of view, like, it has just been magnificent. The birds love flying the friendly skies here. The humans love coming and throwing plastic into the friendly skies, and you know, the humans love coming for every aspect of this tournament.
And speaking of humans at this tournament, they have a volunteer crew of over 42 people running this full field tournament.
I think when it gets to numbers like that, they stop calling it volunteer crew and start calling it volunteer army.
Absolutely. And the experience for them has been pretty chill as well. They've all been very friendly, very nice to be around. Kind of got that almost windmill vibe, but a few fewer beers. Tam releasing to Helen Terrell on the far side. Just moving it nice and smooth and clean. That one a little bit high, but works with enough buffer from Huss. Really interesting switching being used from Disconnection to just try and tire out the legs of the Estonian offense. Vaba now fires through to Pansep. Oh, that's a really lovely idea, and it's going to work. My goodness, I'm not sure that was the intended for Crystal Lintz, but she'll take it nonetheless. Bit of creativity opening up the door for Tartu Turbulence.
Yeah, Lintz, I think, is almost in disbelief that there was some potential she was not going to hang on to that. And she did, but love to see the smiles and the yes, this, oh my goodness, did that actually happen? I'm so glad I didn't stuff it up, because it seems like something that was stuff-upable, if not on full concentration. Here it comes, hot again, over 1, over 2, and Lintz, okay, yeah, I'll hang on to that for everybody. Back of the pile there. And a nice score for Tartu to hold again. Down 2, half available for Disconnection to take.
And I think they're taking a timeout, so we'll also get a brief moment of repose here in the booth as Disconnection look to take half on offense, 7-5. You just see our volunteer crew members enjoying some delicious pasta, which is the lunch of choice here at the Elite Invite in Leuven 2024, Saturday, second day of play, and we are looking to try and round off our mixed division pools Pool A in front of us. We know it's going to be Tartu, Turbulence and Disconnection in the 3 and 4 spots. Discus fighting against Deep Space, that one ongoing. Elsewhere on the field side, Turner looks to beat the Brits in front. So we see a lovely movement down this near sideline for the Freiburg team. Zing across to Turk. Through to Bonkwitz. A little bit of spin move going around. Going to have to maybe chuck it in hope. High release overhead, but works out just fine. Determination from the chaps underneath it. Bonkwitz now again. Through to the Estro. And Fuster opens up the backhand around, despite the lofty frame of Lember in front of her, and that will be half taken by Disconnection in easy fashion, 8-5.
Yeah, Disconnection looking the good here in the first half. They woke up Saturday morning ready for whatever the Estonians put in front of them. Tartu Turbulence are doing it tough, as we said, fighting against the short roster and the further reduction based on some of these injuries, doing what they can, but we'll have an uphill battle in the second half.
Yeah, just getting another look at that offense for Disconnection. There was high pressure put on, loving that Pierre Bonkwitz Helen Terra matchup for sure. But that one, a nice, easy and clean hold for the Germans. We'll take a break for half as well. Can Tartu Turbulence throw something in the mix to change their fortunes though and take third spot? Find out. Second half about to get underway as the drone rises into the sky here in Leuven, and oh my goodness, well I tell you what, we've got some relatively firm results emerging in Mixed Pool A, Stefan, but Mixed Pool B, which is the absolute thriller, the nightmare for the organisers for the multi-way tie. The game's going on to determine the eventual fates of Reading, Lemmings, Manshot and Nullacht. Well, Reading Ultimate, the last check on the scoreboard, 7 apiece. So Galaxy point, and Manshot Nullacht just about edging it, but 8-6, so very much anybody's game over on the other fields for the Mixed Pool B, which some were calling the slightly softer pool entry, but when you then don't know what on earth your matchup's going to be, that is crazy town.
Yeah, I can't wait for these to all shake out. It has been a wild first day and 2 time slots already here from Elite Invite. I love this drone footage.
It is gorgeous, isn't it? We just really see the pack emerging though underneath that slightly loose throw from Disconnection, and what a gift for Tartu Turbulence to try and snag a break early doors in the second half. That would be huge, but the door is closed by Felix Visser. He says, nope, none for you, and off he goes to the end zone looking for the easy goal. There is a decent amount of pressure underneath it. Goes for the give and go though, the button hook play connecting with Luis Nestro. And that will be a goal for Disconnection.
Yeah, great string play for Freiburg to move it left to right. Great drone follow there to get another view. We love giving you all the angles here at Alti TV. Here's the floaty one where it got away and the turnover caused, but Tartu unable to capitalize as Visser makes up for his inability to get it the first time. And now Turk's big shot gives them those meters that set up the score.
I'm going to pose you a question, Stefan.
Okay.
And it's, I'm not trying to besmirch anyone's reputation whatsoever here, but in theory, how would you feel about Tartu Turbulence trying to run a female matching athlete handler dominator set? Because they've been dominating in the deep space repeatedly, and a lot of these turnovers are coming from the Disconnection male matching athletes getting fantastic run-through blocks with very smothered cover handler defense.
So just let the ladies do the work for Tartu.
For a bit, yeah. Have a go.
I mean, if that's the question, should they try that? Why not try anything when you're playing from behind? And I think you make some sound, logical decisions there. Ooh, and right back.
I was going to say some very illogical things happening. Helen Terra missing an easy clap catch, but quickly redeemed by Pello. So Rabat seeking an opportunity upfield. Stall count rising, so just chucks it. You can see Tam just opening up those legs and going for it. That one a little bit risky, but it works out okay in the end, just by Jakob Tam doing what he does best.
Yeah, Tam going up big with that right hand. You can see him still running and protecting the offhand. I think he would, generally speaking, he goes up even more aggressively than he just did there. But great to see him taking that space. But yeah, I hope that the hand stays okay and it doesn't play with any confidence or anything throughout the game. There, of course, he making the plays, but I also recognize that he was just keeping that hand out of the way, kind of held up and just making sure he's taking good care of it.
Yeah, I think the key thing, because it was that injury by virtue of a sort of a fall after going up for a disc yesterday, I think it's also for Jakob Tam just trying to stay on his feet, trying to stay vertical. But no, fantastic execution though, with the high stall jack from Marion Rabat. She's got some serious guns. And you got to sling them when you have the opportunity. Otherwise, this game's going to race away. Disconnection, though, still that 3-point lead. Even when coming out on offense, really in control of the tempo here at the Elite Invite. Visser through to Förster. Of course, there are two Förster sisters. Sometimes they're seen playing together, but we've just got the one this fine Belgian morning, Miriam Förster.
Of course, Miriam Förster with freshly gold medal down the road in Bruges, having a spot on the German national team, which is in some serious fine form right now.
Well, I do believe they're both on the national teams, just one per team, one in the mixed division. So Mareike Förster will be playing mixed for Team Germany, and as you say, Miriam in the women's division. It's fun to see kind of some athletes changing between those two sides from the championships in Limerick, and that is a fantastic grab for Pia Bonkwitz under loads of pressure. Not the easiest dish for sure from Felix Visser, but it gets there.
A couple big gentlemen charging down, closing the space, throwing their bodies. Those are a lot of things that could justifiably detract your attention. and focus, but no detraction here. Great focus into that corner. Small space for the throw with all those other factors compounding, and excellent job, as we'll see again right here, to maintain focus, get two hands on it while hitting the ground.
We've talked about some of the female matching athletes that are going to be on this German mix side from Disconnection, but they'll also have Daniel Turk, along with Phil Kitchen. Of course, Turk did a great job last season. I really enjoyed watching the German mixed team at Windmill. They didn't have the easiest campaign in Limerick. And a couple of open Wall City boys joining that mixed fold. Germany, of course, one of the few nations bringing all three divisions to the fields in the Gold Coast.
Exciting stuff. What's going to be going on down there?
Tara.
Queensland.
Loritz. Oh, that's a lovely upline play. Christian Loritz emerges, having spent so long just sitting and distributing at the back, receives a nice pass up line from Yannick Pello.
Yeah, great work by the veteran Loritz there. He's a key part of this offense. I said earlier, live and die by the hand of Loritz when he got a bit hot cappy. I think they need him to do that to be able to stretch the field, especially with a short roster, but they can't just rely on him to do that and become one-dimensional. They need him to be the versatile player that he is and has become. And you see his ability to step upfield, find the spaces and seams, and have success on the scoring side, catching as well.
So we've been throwing some light shade upon Christian Loritz of, being a little bit older, not quite the young whippersnapper he used to be. But actually, the more that I look through these Tartu Turbulence rosters, the more I am struck by the fact that not only are they a shorter squad in terms of numbers on their roster, not only have they had some injuries kind of come through their ranks, but actually they have quite a lot of seriously seasoned athletes. And actually, Yannick Pello is one of those. He's 44 years old, Stefan.
Well, that is young.
Timo Ivers is 37. So actually, we're highlighting the wrong players for still being in absolutely peak physical form despite their ages, because it turns out Loritz is only 36, so for this team he's a relative youngster.
And there's a few savvy vets out there alongside Mr. Loritz.
Oh, that's not a veteran play at all. Louis Niestro has been getting a lot of touches this game, so fair to have an error here and there, but that one just a game of pinball for one that just drops on the floor. So an opportunity here for Tartu Turbulence. This would be huge, but if they throw immediately into the lap of Turk. It seems to be a familiar theme at the moment in the game. The Estonians get a chance and then just throw it straight into a poach. Tam, though, is going to try and get a block, and he does, just sneaks through around the side of William Forster. Doesn't go for the catch block, just smack down defense.
Can you tell I liked that block?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just the punch. It's like what's that game where the heads pop up and you smack them back down into the arcade? Whack-a-mole. That was a whack-a-mole block.
Give that man a hammer. He might well throw one. No, it's going to be a flat flick that sort of hovers in the wind. Great gainer, though. Hops back to Terra. Going to need something lateral soon. Does have the Lithuanian, but a little bit too deeper. High arcing overhead. Oh, and the drop in the end zone. The dismay and despair. What a shame. That was such a nice idea and a wasted opportunity again for Tartu to try and grind back a break, trailing by 3 in this game.
Yeah, just too much time to think about that one. Those ones hurt the most when you're watching it all come in, you get a second to be like, okay, don't screw this up. Oh, I just thought about it and did exactly what I told myself not to do. Those ones are tough to swallow, but a reality of the game as well.
Well, to be fair, Punksep is 17 years old and he's only been playing for a year. So
valuable experience.
And it's fair enough to have a miss like that in the end zone in your first year of your playing career. So we've got the full stretch for the Estonians. They brought everybody. Visser on the far sideline. Through to Turk. Just squeezing up the far sideline are the Germans. Now moving left through to Förster. All alone is Katu Weigel. Oh, but a little bit of a spoil there. You can see Jakob Tam trying not to roll all the way around and hurt that hand, but uncontested foul. So that'll be accepted on the goal line. Just walking it back into play. Tam. Threatening it around. Still looking to try and move the lateral float. Race to the front cone. Oh, big flash in from Jakob Tam, but doesn't quite manage to communicate well enough, and that will be the goal and eventually the hold for Disconnection. But there were so many chances there for Tartu. Turbulence, Steph, you have to think if they'd managed to grab that one, they could have swung momentum back in their favour.
Yeah, there's the chance in the end zone, the run through in the corner to prevent the bid on the first fake. So close on so many instances, but in the end it is Disconnection who pour it onto the scoreboard again and make me feel like I could go for a cold slushy drink right about now, Hannah. It's 7-11 the scoreline. Good time for a Slurpee. There's the over pursuit by Jakob, and you see Tam just puts himself a bit too far out of position going for it there, but it was that close. And there he is, the style icon of this tournament and so many others, Mr. Benji Reese. What a wonderful human that man is. We can't say enough good things about Benji.
Well, he truly is a fashion icon. The shorts from EBUC in 2019, the shorts from EBUCC last season, the nothing rhymes with orange style fashion 2023.
I mean, he just wears everything well. I mean, if you are into fashion, if that's your thing and you are looking for a model, like, get your clothes on Benji Reese, and I imagine sales would skyrocket.
No guarantee of this, of course.
I imagine.
And we are looking rather swish, of course, in our Force Ultimate gear. Massive thanks to them for being such a key partner of both the European Federation and also us as Ulti TV. Wonderful folks that create great gear. And that is a post through the letterbox for Disconnection. Just a little cheeky one, but well held on to.
12-7 now. They are pouring it on. They're finding turns with more ease as this game goes on, it seems. I mean, that's tough to say, in fact. This is in the second half. That is only the first turn, isn't it?
It's well, it's not the first turn of the second half, the third turnover, but generally speaking, it's been the case of the turns are not any easier really at this stage in the game, because we haven't seen too many of them. A couple of sloppy points here and there, but yeah, generally speaking, I think it just feels comfortable for Disconnection right now. They have, in the midsection of the game, they had moments where their offense looked quite flustered, that they were kind of just spoiling here and there, but they have the chops to make those defensive opportunities pay off to try and get things back. So credit to their O-line, to be fair. The recovered point stats probably going to be pretty good. Yeah, recovered points 100% for Disconnection. Only 42%, of course, for Tartu Turbulence. But with the losses to their roster, that makes sense. So 12-7. Almost doubled up here as we have plenty of clock left. Half an hour for Disconnection to put those final 3 points on the board. or are we going to see one of the most historic comebacks ever on an Ultimate field? That one flirts with it, does Philip Haas, trying to prevent Helen Terra, but Terra and Tam going to work, and Raba, what a beautiful, exquisite throw that was from Jakob Tam.
Yeah, Jakob Tam, nice distribution at the end. Really liked the give and go between him and Terra to set that throw up as the defense kind of caved in on the two of them in the center of the field. Raba saw the space, or made the space, cut into that back corner. Here it is again, those two doing 1-2, 1-2, and there's Raba, arms open, and Tam drops a dime into the breadbasket for Tartu Turbulence to put the 8th point on the board. Disconnection, as said, only 3 away still. Their eyes on the prize here, plenty of time, but there he is, Jakob Tam, super team recruit among all his other accolades. A man I'm excited to see playing, well, always, but particularly in the upcoming windmill.
So I've got a question for you, Stefan.
Hit me.
With your sense of this game, how many turnovers do you think Disconnection's O-line has had?
Well, I would say a very low number. I'll say 2.
1. They've come out only for 8 points in the game to start on offense, of course, because of the 8 points been scored by Tartu Turbulence. But at the moment, the Disconnection O-line has been turned over once, and they've conceded 0 breaks.
Well, that is efficient.
German efficiency, some might say.
Some of the most efficient efficiency.
Well, that one's going to come back. Bear Bunkovitz with the pick called upon her. But those 4 breaks ahead are Disconnection. Förster. Back through to Turk. Oh, that's a beautiful play. Helen Terra on the chase, but there's a big height mismatch, and it is abused very well. Katja Feigl takes that one with the lefty grab.
Yeah, really used the body well there. Waited out Helen Terra again. Tough defensive assignment. Helen Terra got there, used the legs to catch up, but could never steal position. I liked how Weigl allowed for it to cross Terra, cross her own body, and caught it the opposite hand to give herself that much more breathing room, staying tight to the charging Terra until the last step. She stepped back away and took it cross side of the body. There it is. Beautiful play by Weigl.
I love the fact that even though there is quite the scoreline deficit in this matchup at the moment, that you're still seeing some really quality things from Tartu Turbulence, some beautiful plays on offense, and really being there on defense, putting the right pressure on, making good choices. But I think it just is this difference between the size of the rosters, a little bit of depth difference. I mean, you're playing against still some of the best players from both of these nations. Because, of course, we're at the Elite Invite, right? This is what it's all about.
And the added pressure of the algorithm now this year, too, where, you're at the Elite Invite. Every one of these games automatically counts towards your ranking while you're here. So there should be no quit, because every one of these points counts towards your season ranking, not just this tournament outcome.
Yes, indeed, Steph. It's a good reminder, of course, this new EUCS format creating real interest for the teams trying to advance through to EUCF. Lauritz flashes that fake at Helen Terra, chooses Pello instead. Travel call. Pop it back. Action replay. Terra, this time getting a match up with Amai Kun. Oh, Terra throwing up absolute beauty that just about escapes the outreach arm of Yannick Pello. But what a nice option.
Yeah, I thought it was a good option too. Pello, in the end, here's another look. But I thought he probably could have stretched out more. I think he thought he was going to get there half a step sooner and didn't need to chuck his body. But in the end, he needed to chuck his body and wasn't able to deploy. And well, that's why Disconnection's playing on the attack again.
Big backhand inside break. What a saucy throw that is from Kitchen. All the way across to Terzi. Terzi now going for the up line for Huss. So a collision and a foul is going to be called, so this one will go back off of the stoppage unless they determine that it didn't impact. Lovely run from Agnes Lindenthal, and that is indeed, the recall is going to be retracted, so the goal will stand for Agnes Lindenthal, and we have our first set of match points here for Disconnection as they take this to 14-8.
14-8, a big finish on the horizon here, we imagine, as we see the home run hit with the pool noodle. I'm not sure about that break celebration, but we'll let them keep going. But they are in striking range here, as you say. Doing it quick and efficiently. Our Disconnection taking not too much time to get all the way up to 14 points. 2 breaks now in the second half, including that one there. The O-line efficiency, Hannah's talked about only 2 turnovers from the O-line in the course of this entire game.
Only one.
One, I'm sorry, I guessed 2, and I doubled it up. A great game for Disconnection to ensure that they will be the 3 seed on the crossover. And again, the other side of this is still going to be all jumbled up. So the 3 seed, 1 seed, 2 seed, 4 seed, they could all be a likely similar matchup once you cross over because of the cluster on the other side.
Yeah, these are just warm-up games, Steph. Never mind pool games, they're just warm-up games for the championship bracket. That's a really lovely throw to Tede. Great work from Crystal Ince. Now moving that laterally to Lourdes. Around for Rabba, but it's just going to miss by a hair. You could see Tom trying to emerge from the stack to recover that. But the first opportunity to close out the game here for the Freiburg team. They're going to go for it. The sideline, letting them know that it's coming. Oh, and a layout. Not quite. I think he landed on the tape. Is going to be called back. And a timeout. Oh, controversial timeout call here from Disconnection on their attacking goal line. Let's see if it pays out for them, folks. Don't go anywhere. This game may conclude in the next few moments. Disconnection currently large and in charge, looming over their opponents, Tartu Turbulance, who a little battered and bruised here. That bandaged hand for Jakob Tam, and of course Clara Elite not taking the field, so a very shortened roster curtailed, and must be feeling the burn at this point. Timeout called by Ozan Terzi on the goal line. Stefan Rapazzo, not a fan of that move.
No, didn't like it one bit. One, I thought it was in, but two, like, you get a chance to close out the game. You get a comfortable gap in front of you. You stop the momentum. I mean, yes, you're waiting for trailers, but there were people in the area to reset the stall count. I think that is a momentum dropper. It makes even the potential scoring finish makes it anticlimactic, which you carry less of the energy of the win.
But I'm excited though, because they put a isolation look on Pierre Bunkwitz with Helen Terra. Nice little bit of bracketing though, just to make sure Laurit's flashing into the lane to deny. So 2 resets in, making their job quite difficult. Oh, but there we go, folks. That will finish us off. Felix Visser collecting the final goal off the hand of Ozan Terzi. Well, easy does it, simple enough. Disconnection 15-8 for this pool, so it will be to round you off for the bottom end of mixed pool A. Tartu Turbulence coming in the 4th spot and Disconnection in 3rd. The mess that is mixed pool A still fully to be determined, of course, and Seskidistas still trying to grind out a win against Deep Space on the other side of mixed pool A. But what a game this was, Steph. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts is that Disconnection is looking pretty good against Tartu. If that is the bottom part of this bracket, that is a scary bottom part to cross over against Tartu. I hope that they'll be able to find some form to swing at the quarters. They are looking shaken because of the shortened roster, but again, they still have enough talent there that if those pieces can start to click at the right moment, they can still knock off anybody in this tournament.
Indeed, at the moment, it does look like it might be a fight against Lemmings of Leamington for Tartu Turbulence. But of course, this game finishing relatively quickly does mean that they're also going to get a little bit of extra rest time. But it's been a pleasure bringing you this match.
I'm just...
Yeah, I know. I was looking over.
I know, but I'm just giving you some love.
Oh, right, okay. There was...
No, I'm not trying to steal your shot.
Contact.
Not trying to steal your mic time, Hannah.
But it has been a real pleasure bringing you this coverage, our full production field here at the Elite Invite in Leuven 2024. But don't go anywhere, folks. We have, of course, the rest of today's play to bring you live and on demand. So coming up on Field 2, next we have a women's division round, so it's going to be East Block versus Yaka. You're going to be on the call for that one with Benji Rees, aren't you, Steph?
Super excited for it. East Block have been up and down. Yaka have been hot and lost only 1 game to the Red Hot Jinx. Can't believe one of those 2 teams won't be in the semis.
I know, but things are really starting to shake out here at the Elite Invite. Full coverage for you from all of the fields here. Enjoy, and we'll see you for the next one.